So we always love a special guest on this show, but we've never got this guy in before. It's a pleasure to get Max George in the studio, so welcome to the show.
Thanks very much, mate.
700 million views on YouTube, over that. Battled with 1D for awards back in the day. 3 top 10 albums, correct me if any of these are wrong, by the way. 2 of them platinum, over a dozen hit singles, 4 times platinum, Glad You Came, and then the best-selling song by a boy band in the digital era.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's not bad.
I'm happy with that.
It's a decent start.
I'm happy with that. I'm not going to say you're wrong on any of them.
I think if I was making a bucket list, I think a couple of them might have been in mine.
Yeah, well, they were certainly in mine, and we did all right.
So how's things then? You're looking very brown.
Yeah, well, yeah, the weather's been good, and I've been living in Vegas the last year or so. But yeah, everything's great. I've finally got my own music out now, and I'm just buzzing for it, looking forward to the future now.
Has it felt like a really long process but I suppose, asking that question, it's good to take the time. You've not rushed into things either, have you?
No, some of it wasn't by choice. I wrote Barcelona about 2.5 years ago, and I wanted to release it kind of about 2 years ago, but it just, for like label reasons and stuff, it just didn't work out, so I put my own label together a few months ago because I had to get it out for the summer because I wrote it as a summer song, and I didn't want to miss a third summer, so I just thought, right, I'll just do it myself.
Was there never a temptation, because you guys had huge amounts of success, you were always, for me and for the majority of your fans as well, were always, the main man, so was there never a sort of a thing in back of your mind that said, you know what, I'm just going to ride into the sunset and just say goodbye to music and live the high life and, drink plenty of sambucas and chillax for a bit?
I think, no, not really.
Don't lie.
No, honestly, I mean, I think I drank plenty of Sambuca and all that kind of stuff. But to be honest, after the band kind of finished, I wanted to go into acting, which I did for a year. But sort of towards the end of that, I started missing the music.
Right.
So for the last 3 years, really, I've been building up to doing this. I mean, I never thought like I was done with it. I always wanted to do acting, and I always had it in the back of my mind that I would come back to music. Really, over the last kind of 2 years, it became more like I'm going to do this on my own for a bit and give it a go. It was always sort of playing on my mind, do I just want to get back with the boys? But they were all doing their own thing, so I've got more and more used to the idea of doing this by myself. And so far, I'm loving it.
Silly question,
yeah,
I think, but I'll ask it anyway. Is it a massive help, the fact that you're in a massive boy band? Or is it in any way, shape or form a hindrance to be a solo artist?
I think for me, it only helps, because I wouldn't be here without that experience, and that was like the best 4 years of my life. I absolutely adored it, so I would never change that. And I think going forward, it's given me sort of a platform, it's given me a stability, and I kind of know what to expect a little bit more now, and a bit more savvy, I think, with certain things. Stuff I shouldn't do, maybe. So yeah, no, I think it's definitely a help, and I've got the boys to thank for that. I've got the wanted fans to thank for that, and yeah, fingers crossed I can have similar success going forward myself. So
how much of a gap is there from the sort of stuff that you're recording now? So Barcelona, it's a massive summer song, by the way. It sounds great.
Cheers,
so
mate.
We'll come on to the video in a second. However, how much of a difference is there between what you and the boys were doing to the sort of music that you want to put out?
To be honest, I don't think that much. When I started the writing process about 3 years ago, I experimented with different sounds and different producers all over the world. But the second I gave Steve Mack a call, and I was like, right, Steve, can I get in with you? Because I haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
And we did Barcelona within like an hour. And to me, it had that feel of kind of a bit like Glad You Came kind of feel to it, which I didn't really... I thought was a good thing, because that, for me, was what I was good at, and that was what I enjoyed doing. So I didn't want to just come out as something completely different. So I think there is definitely a little bit of a wanted sound in there, but I was a fifth of that, so I've just brought that with me.
Did you enjoy the time that you got from that craziness of The Wanted to that downtime? Well, not really downtime, because you're always in my paper, but did you enjoy that sort of lull between? Did you need it, from being just constantly telly, papers, radio, everything, to that time where, moved away and being able to chill out and sort of, and write music and work with producers? Was that needed? Or are you one of the people that just likes to keep going and going and going?
Yeah, I think after we decided that we were going to split for a bit, there was like a month period that I think I needed just to, because it was quite, it was such like a come down after doing like a world tour to finish, and then it was just like, it's done. Because even when we had like a few-week holiday or 2-week holiday, you knew that something after that was going to happen again. You'd be touring again, or you'd be doing gigs or whatever. But I got used to embracing, like, travelling about and doing stuff, because, I'm not a big fan of sleep, really. I like to be doing stuff. Yeah. So, for me, I have missed it. Luckily, I got the role in Glee after The Wanted after a month, and that was like 6 days a week, solid. So, I was always doing something. But the last 2 years, waiting to get this going, has driven me mad at sometimes,
How many times did you write something and think, because I'm not creative in any way, shape or form when it comes to music or anything. In fact, anything. Right. Apart from eating plenty of pizza, I'm good at that.
Right, okay.
But for someone that can sit down and write a song, like you can, how many do you think you've got to go through? You think, that's crap, before you get to that one where you go, that's actually brilliant.
It depends, like, on the producer and the people that you're writing with.
Does it?
Yeah, because... Like with Steve, Barcelona, when I went there for a week, and Barcelona was the first song we did.
Right.
And it was done within an hour, and that's ended up being the single out of like 100 songs that I've written over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So it literally just depends. You can be with a group of people for an entire month that you know really well, and it doesn't work. And then on one day you can meet someone that you've never met before, and it just clicks.
So here's a question for you then, right? So I listened to your song yesterday, today as well. Watched it in the office with the girls. Oh, they were keen to watch it. No surprise, is it? And the first one went, he's way better looking than you. And I went, cheers, thanks for that. Yeah, stuff off. That's what I said.
Personal preference.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, you stick up for me. Boys Club and all that. So why is it, right? Listen to today's charts and artists that are great. So I don't know. James Arthur, for example, right? You take James Arthur. It seems as though that the majority of people that are in the charts now find it so much easier to write a song that's about something negative or sharing anger or... Why is that? And then you can write a massive summer song like Barcelona that sounds happy and upbeat, but everybody else seems to struggle with that. Is it easier to write songs where you just peed off? Everything they listen to, you go,
possibly.
It's about Adele.
Possibly, because I think you're more... I don't know, you've got maybe a bit more fire in your belly when it's something that's upset you.
Yeah.
So maybe it's easier to pour out than to... Maybe it's easy to describe something that's upsetting than it is to describe something that makes you happy.
That's a good answer.
Maybe. I don't know.
You never thought about that, have you?
Not really, no.
I swear, honestly, every time listen to a song that you hear on the radio, now you'll think, well, they're talking about, something negative or whatever. It's weird. Anyway, move on to your video for Barcelona. How different is it to shoot a video that's just got you in it?
It's a little bit easier in terms of you can get like a shot done and then move to the next. Yeah. Whereas obviously when you're in a band and they're doing individual shots,
it's like forever.
It's like, yeah, Max, it's you now, and then you've got to wait. Yeah. For another 4 that are 2 hours each before you do your next bit, So I think in terms of that, it was easier. But I don't know. Shooting the videos for me when I was in The Wanted was one of my favourite things. We used to have such a laugh doing it. Yeah. So I kind of missed that on set, messing about all the time, But it was really good fun. And the cast and the crew were awesome.
So tell me about the song then. Big summer song. Why this one? And tell people across North Derbyshire what it's about. So
it's a song about a holiday romance,
right?
Which I think most people can relate to having.
Is this one of your memories?
Right, so it's called Barcelona because I used to go to Barcelona a lot when I was younger, and definitely had a holiday romance. This isn't written about a specific, but it kind of gives the idea of maybe one of them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of about that. But I wanted to.
You're painting the picture, but I've only got sort of the outline.
Right. Well, so it's like a holiday romance, and it's about that feeling of when, even if it's been like you've only been there a weekend, but you meet someone and you just connect with them, and then all of a sudden they're flying back to America and you're going back to England, right?
Yeah.
And it really, like, it's horrible, even though you don't really know them.
Yeah.
The holiday romance is a killer, and so like we were talking about before, there is a. The storyline is almost a little bit sad in ways, but I wanted to make it as upbeat as possible in terms of tempo and production, because I wanted it to be about summer. So it's about a summer holiday romance and reminiscing about that when you're thinking about that person and you wish you could go back to that point.
Right, so I watched the video with Joe, who does our news, and he went, I noticed something in that video. And I went, it's beautiful, beach. Max is looking all polished, he looks good. He went, no, there's something else in that video that I noticed.
Right.
What is it? Couldn't work it out what it was. And then he went, I know her.
Laura.
Yeah. So who's the person in the video?
Laura, well, she's in Love Island now. That's where...
Obviously.
That's where everyone's recognising her from.
That's what it is.
I know, I was pretty surprised that I got a text a couple of days ago off a manager saying, Laura's going in Love Island tonight. I was like, what?
So you didn't know?
I had no idea, no.
That's crazy.
I know, but she's an awesome girl, and she was amazing. For the video, she was like perfect.
Spot on.
Her surfing was ridiculous. And she was so outgoing and lovely and not demanding.
Yeah, but you live in the States now, so I bet you can surf, I bet you're great at doing barbecues, I bet you're drinking Bud Lights.
Oh, what?
Bud Lights and Coors Light, like Van Damme.
Yeah,
but you're doing all that proper American stuff now.
I'm no good at surfing. I'm all right at barbecues. I'm all right at that. Yeah. And I can sink a few beers now and again. But
how's the Americans with the Manc accent? Are they good with it?
Yeah, they're all right. Are
they all right?
They're not too bad. There's actually quite a lot of Brits because I live in Vegas. There's quite a lot of Brits there. So I fit in all right.
Yeah. So what's left for this year? What do you want on that bucket list again? What do you want to tick off this year? Where do you want to go from here?
Well, I think obviously I want to start performing again because that's like top of my list because it's my favourite thing to do out of everything. The performance side is my favourite.
Yep.
There's already a few shows that we've sort of booked in November, but I think as of kind of September, I've got to go to the States and South America in August. But then when I'm coming back September. From then onwards up until Christmas, I think I'll be doing quite a lot of shows and stuff. And then there'll be a second single during that, maybe a third single in the new year, and then hopefully a tour. That's the aim. But it's literally step by step. I've just got to take everything slowly and see what happens.
Mate, it's so good to have you back. And it's so good to hear some solo stuff from you as well, because... you've got some of your fans are in here today. We've let them in because it's stinking hot outside. It's like it's like 90 degrees, and they were sweating, Max. They were really sweating.
Are you all right now? Are you all right?
So we've let them in, so they're not dripping. Bless them. What was I going to say? I can't remember. What was I saying?
Just. You were just being really nice.
Is that what it was?
You were just saying that I'm the best.
Thank you, mate. Yeah. I was saying that, actually. No, it's good to have you back. Listen, we're going to move on to some questions that I said this morning and yesterday on the show that you're coming in. So I said, don't send me crap questions. Send me some questions that are like outside the box. Well, these are still crap, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
They're really bad questions.
Okay.
Right, but we'll ask you them anyway. So this is from... If any of you girls have sent these in, then you need to have a word with yourself, by the way. Kirsty said, favourite flavour of crisps? Well, this will be some weird American Lay's flavour.
No, it's not.
It is, it will be.
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. Right, okay. Jenny. Oh, here's a serious one. Here we go. Would Max ever consider doing a reunion with The Wanted? It's a very serious question.
Yeah, it's definitely something I would consider, yeah.
Consider.
Definitely.
Consider it.
I'd definitely consider that.
Okay. What's this? Jerry, J-E-R-I... Jerry looked. What's your best goal score? I don't think you're a golf player. Are you a golf player?
Well, I'm all right.
You're all right.
Played about 12.
That's the handicap, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never played golf.
Never mind.
You're a tennis man.
You're a tennis man, are you?
Tennis man, yeah.
You're a tennisman.
So there you go, there's the answer. And GB said, here we go, this is the best question. If you had to be a sandwich filler, what would it be? No idea why. You've got some weird fans. Some proper nutters here.
All right, I'm going to go all American on you.
Oh, go on.
Peanut butter and jelly, which is jam.
Do you know, I was watching House of Cards on Netflix last night.
Yeah.
And he said to his wife, "Would you?" I can't do the American accent, but would you like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And I thought, what the hell is that?
Peanut butter and jam.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that
it's mint.
so? Jelly's jam.
Yeah, they call it jelly. It's stupid, isn't it?
Oh, mate, listen, never lose. Being
I did that.
You know.
I did that just for you.
Don't turn into some weird American for me. Stay who you are. Mate, listen, it's a pleasure to see you. Come in any time, obviously, and we're going to play your song in a minute, so the last thing that we can do is get you to introduce your song.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, so I'm Max George, and this is my new single, Barcelona.